Today, Precarious plays
Lost Kingdoms 2. I'll groom my cards while you groom your hypothetical garden.
Ooh. Okay, are we talking year 1 garden or year 20 garden?
Oh god.
Okay, because it's a multi-stage plan, because you know there are such things as biennials, which take 2 years to do anything interesting. And then there are also plants that don't become themselves for 20 years, so... And how much space do I have in this hypothetical garden?
No, I need that. I need this real information that matters to me and my interests.
Mm-hmm.
If I wait 20 years for a plant, how many bells is that worth? Because is it more than a bundle of 100 turnips? Because that has like a week-long turnaround, you know? So...
Sometimes, depending on the plant, if it's a bonsai, it's probably worth a lot. Some bonsai take like 30 years.
Really?
I mean, bonsai are like heirloom plants. It takes a lot to get a bonsai to do its thing, to be mini.
I didn't know that. I thought that they were just small plants.
No, they're full-size plants that are tortured to be small.
What?
Yeah. I mean, like, they're not like dwarf varieties. You have to, like, very carefully stunt the growth of the plant. And you have to only let it grow certain size leaves. You have to trim the ever-living shit out of it. And they spend a lot of time looking scraggly and weird. Until they reach their, like, final form, and then it's just upkeep. And that's when they sell for thousands or hundreds of thousands of dollars.
No, that number is too big.
No, it's true!
No, that number's too big.
Well, I mean, it definitely depends on the type of bonsai, but...
More like it depends on the type of sucker that you can get to buy your BDSM tree.
It's crazy.
Please remember, you can't spell bonsai without some of the letters in BDS. And I was trying to get another one.
No, it's just the B. And the S. But yeah, people will do crazy stuff to plants. Well, they'll do crazy stuff to just about anything. Name a thing.
Peeps.
Peeps.
Oh, no, too sexual, never mind.
Yeah. I was gonna go for chickens, but... You know, there are definitely heritage breeds of chickens that go for a lot, I'm sure. I don't know about that specifically, though.
It's just a big foot.
Yeah. Hedges. Hedges take a long time. And you can buy pre-grown hedges, but somebody had to grow it. And shape it. And then you have to wait for it to get to the right height. And then you have to spend hours and hours and hours of your life making sure that it doesn't lose its shape. Crazy. Crazy.
Tell me how you really feel.
Crazy. Oh, and on the show there was this one, there's a building in Milan now that they built. I saw, sketches and proposals of it a long time ago and was like, oh, that's cool. And didn't think about it again, but I just saw it again recently as a fully realized building, and it was a lot like this guy.
Yeah.
It's like 2 skyscrapers.
He was one of the most powerful weapon cards in the game.
Yeah, it fights pollution. It lowers electricity costs by cooling the building. It provides habitats for animals. It's super powerful. But it's this building, and it is a vertical forest. And it's in Milan. And it's an apartment complex that it's called the Bosco Verticale, which is not an original name if you speak Italian. It's called the Vertical Woods. Woo. But it's a lot like that guy. It's almost exactly like that guy.
I don't know if I believe you.
Well, it's the same colors. And it's super powerful.
Okay.
And the cool thing about it is that they have these flying gardeners. They call them flying gardeners.
Mm-hmm.
And they have to prune all of the trees to keep the trees healthy and to keep them from getting too heavy and collapsing the building.
Right.
So imagine like 50 floors of building. And on the outside edge of each of the floors of the building, there are trees. And so there are people rappelling all around the building all the time to prune the dang building, which seems like a lot of trouble. But they try to keep it looking like that lady instead of like the scary skeleton guy.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, lots of wildlife lives there, and it's like just in the middle of Milan. It has a lot of trees. It's weird. It looks so sci-fi. It's wonderful. But I thought it was really, really neat. Especially the flying gardeners. Because they're like, yeah, we eat lunch up there sometimes. It's really nice. Like, I just eat my sandwich in the harness because it's so nice. Because you're hanging off the side of the building and you can see all of Milan below, but then you're surrounded by trees somehow.
Mm-hmm.
All of the shots they showed were super trippy, and I was like, this is the coolest. It was a lot like being, you know, those cliffs we've been hiking at before?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you have the enclosure of the forest, but then like this precipitous drop nearby, and it's just
incredibly dangerous.
Yeah. So it makes you feel a little more alive because because you can feel the risk. The risk is fresh and brisk and nearby. Boy, like you were really going to town on these cards.
It's because they're there to be gone to town upon.
It's this like treat yourself day.
Gonna get two of every dragon. I'm gonna have like an arc of dragons. That's the goal here.
An arc like a curved line?
Like a Noah's Ark.
Okay, I was
the
just
one that's
sure.
That's famously associated with having two of a thing, even if you are not particularly religious.
Yeah, bummer that they missed the dragons on the first try. Right?
That's a huge bummer.
They just brought all these dumb little lizards. Like, yeah. Just not nearly as cool.
Huh. All of my dragons, like all of my big elemental dragons, can turn into this Spartoy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, fellow, I don't wanna... I'm not ready to employ that. Like, I'm not ready to sacrifice one of them for that yet.
Tell me a little about what you're trying to set up for yourself at this point, because I know when we started off playing this game, I was just like, just make a deck that's good and it wallops things, you know? I was like, you don't need to have a theme. Let's just be, like, smart and cool. I mean, and if a theme achieves that, that's fine, but... How are things progressing?
I mean, I've just been trying to get strong card that, so I will say that I have a fascination with the death card.
Yeah.
But it probably isn't all that good.
Mm-hmm.
It's just whenever you get that instant kill on a normal enemy, then it's like, yes! All worth it. But other than that, I mean, Flare Spawn is good enough at needling things because it comes out fast, it has the paralysis effect.
Mm-hmm.
It's super cheap. It has the bonus effect of, as it accumulates experience, I can duplicate it and then turn it into a Mind Flayer, which I can then sell for coin.
Mm-hmm.
I just have one of every major dragon. Although that actually reminds me, I need to The Amber Dragon is not my favorite, and I think I'm going to pull it out in favor of the Zombie Dragon, which is also Earth Elemental. Black Dragon, whenever I can afford to try it, is great. I've been having great luck with that. I mean, really, honestly, if I just wanted to win, I'd probably just get, like, as many copies of Banshee as the game would let me have.
Yeah.
And enough Dryads and Treants. And then, let's see, strong against rock, right? Can you heard of the chart? Wood beats.
Yep.
Wood beats earth. So I would also need a supplemental water card. It'd probably just be a deck almost entirely of Dragon Knights, Banshees, and then a handful of cards to support them. But I mean, this isn't bad. I'm happy with this. I will say that compared to the first game, you have to use a lot of slots in your deck if you want to be prepared, if you want that feeling of preparedness on stuff like Stone Golem.
Yeah.
Hellhound.
But it lets you cycle through your cards, so it's not that big a deal.
Right, yeah.
It's not like those deck building games where you're like, I need this deck to be skinny so it shuffles through quickly.
Right.